The Andrea Doria, sinking on live television in 1956, would make journalism history. But the people who survived it had to live inside that history in a way few had before. Photographer for the Boston Evening Traveler, Harry Trask, circled the scene in a plane at 75 feet, shooting with a 4x5 speed graphic camera. 9 minutes before the Andrea Doria disappeared, he took the image that would win the 1957 Pulitzer Prize for photography. The photographs appeared in Life magazine. The footage aired on networks across the country, and the coverage did not stay local. News of the sinking spread globally within hours, not through written accounts or delayed reporting, but through transmitted images and live updates. The disaster was labeled one of the worst of all time, not solely because of the loss, but because millions had watched it develop in real time. The press needed human faces to accompany the visual story, and they found them immediately. There was 14-year-old Linda Morgan, who was dubbed the Miracle Girl by reporters, after the collision threw her from the Andrea Doria onto the deck of the Stockholm. Celebrities like actress Ruth Roman provided ready-made narratives for the cameras. But one survivor would eventually become something different. 9-year-old Perrette Simpson survived the collision with her grandparents. Decades later, she became a filmmaker and author, producing documentaries about the disaster, turning her survival into storytelling. The press transformed the survivors into characters in an ongoing public narrative. For the first time, people were not only witnesses to history, they became part of a story they hadn't written and couldn't escape. Previous disaster survivors had time to process what happened before facing questions. These survivors were interviewed while still in shock, photographed while grieving, and recognized in public for years afterward, attached to this tragedy for the rest of their lives. So as the press won awards, the survivors were left carrying the weight of the disaster. And as for the Andrea Doria, her wreck would later make headlines again, and you'll never guess why.